Yusra Rached, welcome.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So, after 20 years of political asylum in the UK, how do you look back at that period of your life?
As you know, in exile, it's not something you choose. I found myself as a child who had no political activism. I found myself having to leave my country and with the rest of my family because of my father's political opposition to the previous regime. So it's not something we had chosen, to live in a country where I did not know the language, where everything was different, the climate was different, people were different. It was difficult not to see my family, my grandparents, many of my relatives who died while we were abroad. At the same time, when you find yourself in a situation, you have to try and look at the positive side as well, which becomes more possible after years go by and you look back and you try and look at the positive. And I think there were many positives, one of which, the fact that now I speak English as well as French and Arabic, and also the fact that I could grow up in a country where there is freedom to express yourself, to practice your faith, to learn about different cultures as well. I think that would not have been possible in Tunisia, where there is a homogeneous society. In London particularly, it's full of cultures from around the world, so that was very enriching.
Did you integrate the British society, or were you isolated when you just landed in London? Were you isolated or maybe afraid because you had enemies that you couldn't see?
Obviously, at the beginning, in a new setting, completely new to you, where everything is new, and where you do not even speak the language well, it is very difficult. You do feel as an outsider, you do feel alienated, but slowly you can integrate, especially I think as I went at a young age. I think it may be difficult as you grow older to integrate, but I studied in British schools and then British universities, and I did not see myself as a complete alien. You start to share many of the values that are common between your culture and the new society where you live, and you do not live in isolation. You contribute, and this is not just for myself, as particularly for in Britain. It might be different in other countries, but Muslims are able to contribute. You find them in all domains. Even in politics, there are members of parliament who are Muslim. So that's a very positive thing.
That studying astrophysics isn't necessarily the sign that you are planning to enter politics. But you're also pursuing a PhD in Middle Eastern Studies at the University of London, and you're very active on the political scene here in Tunisia and also abroad. Does this mean that you have a plan and maybe one day to be presented as Yusra Ghannouchi, the politician?
I don't think so. I don't look at politics as a career, path, or a sort of ambition. It's something that I've grown up with, something that maybe was imposed on us, something that you have no choice but to live every day. In our family, politics is always there, always being discussed, and it's something I enjoy as well. I don't see as something outside my life or something I'm seeking. It's just part of my life. While I was in the UK, I was involved more in human rights campaigning, highlighting the human rights violations taking place in Tunisia. And slowly, as the revolution started, I became more involved in presenting the Tunisian situation to the international media, and that's what I'm doing now.